Okay, so things are getting way crazier for crypto right now as it stands. I mean, the last couple of days, we've been talking about the next leg up, and it's happening right now. It's really interesting that the White House says its trade team is meeting with 34 countries this week to negotiate new deals. And that the White House says it's doing very well on a potential trade deal with China. This again came out again, all right? Earlier this morning it came out. Then some more Chinese news came out that China doesn't want to work with the US. And then now China is again on the good side from the US's perspective. But then a very interesting point is that U.S. Treasury Secretary 𝗵𝗲 says trade negotiations with China will be a slog. Politico is now reporting that it may take months to reach trade deals. Stocks have paired gains since 𝗵𝗲's earlier comments about de-escalation with China. But then again, another reversal from what we covered earlier this morning is that the US said they are close to finalizing a new trade agreement with Japan. And now it mostly makes me question about why they keep saying they're close to getting to a sort of deal and not just getting a deal out there. It's like making an announcement of the announcement. Now, before I move on, over the last couple of videos, I've kept telling y'all, if we get to 1,000 likes, I'll give away $50 to a person in the comment section. And we keep getting close, but we keep not hitting it. I'll say it again though. I'll say one last time, and we might have to do something afterwards, I don't know. If this video gets to 1,000 likes today, I'll give somebody in the comment section $50. If we get to 1,200 likes, I'll give 5 people $20, all right? So then we'll give away $100 to people in the comment section. All you gotta do is press that like button right now and comment something down below. That's it. Having said that, Bitcoin's price has gone absolutely insane over the past couple of hours. Pretty quickly afterwards, or after we said things are looking really good here. I mean, earlier today, I made a video covering my new trades and, well, things worked out pretty beautifully afterwards, right? So we covered how Bitcoin right now was facing its most important resistance at the 200 moving average and how crossing it could show some really bullish signs on the short term. Also, we talked about the inverse head and shoulder pattern, which it broke out of which I guess is still just continuing on towards the upside. We also talked about the multi-month trend that basically showcased Bitcoin most likely still seeing its top somewhere around October or so of this year. About the XRP move, the impulse that we saw towards the upside being followed up by a slow but sure descent, basically leading us to believe that the moment it breaks out right here, of which right now XRP as it currently stands is breaking out, once it does, that this could be a very explosive rally. But on the short term, the most important level we're watching for XRP is $2.25. So pay very close attention to that level. And I promised that I was going to do a trade update every single day because I personally believe that if you start right now, and this is not financial advice, you'll be able to turn a $50,000 account into $1 million over this run, over this season. I'll show you guys my journey. I just put $15,000 into an account just today, or like 22 hours ago or so. And I'll be showing you guys exactly how I'm going to turn this into just a massive number, at least 100,000. But then I'll also open some other bots or accounts with even more money. And I'll show you how I'll be turning it into millions. I'm quite sure. I cannot tell you this is financial advice or make you guarantees, but I'm quite sure I'm going to be able to do it as long as we've got a little bit more of a bull market left. We don't need to go up a lot. All we need is for it to not go to zero, and I'm quite sure we're in a good spot for that. Anyway, we also had ourselves another account, right? If y'all remember, we put a couple $1,000s into this account. We opened a $500 trade, and it's at about $180 worth of profit or so in what, 2 days? Something like that. So you can see we bought the XRP bottom just 3 or so days ago, and things are working out beautifully. I stated there that it's quite a risky move, right? But we actually should, if we want to follow official logic, we should be selling right here because this is a very critical resistance for XRP. Should be selling this top and trying to buy back cheaper, but I feel as if the market is so bullish that we might as well just take the risk here, right? Kind of beat the curve. Basically just assume that the trend has shifted. Then again, I think it's more interesting to take a look at our bots. If you guys have not joined yet, I'll show you something right now. I already told y'all I'm going to make a very intricate, very rigorous sheet of every single trade that I'm going to be doing, especially with bots. But it's just going to take some time for me to set everything up properly. But as it currently stands, I've just got a, let's see here. I've got $3,000 or so in an XRP bot and $5,000 in a Bitcoin bot, both of which I opened today. And let's quickly take a look at the results. So the XRP bot, at least APR wise, looks to be plus 85%. But let's just take a little bit of a look. So we put $3,000 into the XRP bot. And as it currently stands, this is like, you can see here, 23 hours ago. And as it currently stands, it's in about $310 worth of profit. We put $5,000 into a Bitcoin bot about 8 hours ago. I covered the XRP bot and me making it in a video. I covered the Bitcoin bot live in a video. I made this one live a few hours ago. And you can see it's already in $260 worth of profit. These are just bots you can copy along. Actually, matter of fact, I've already told y'all that my channel, it's not going to change too much. I'll be covering all sorts of news, but I'm going to focus a lot more on showing you guys this very, very easy method of trading crypto. Because I honestly have noticed one of my friends here turned a couple $1,000s into millions. And I realized, you know what? We've got such consistent markets in the sense that it's just multi-years of a bull market and 1 year or so of bear market. As long as that pattern doesn't change too much, all we need to do is just consistently buy the freaking dip. Why am I saying that in such a strange way? Well, because if you think about it, right? In the history of crypto, all you've ever had to do is just buy, because you would have always been able to sell it for more on top quality assets like Bitcoin, like XRP. It might take some time, but you'd always be able to do it. And if you bought the dip more consistently, meaning you were really buying as the price went down lower, really properly DCAing, and you sold every moment you got into profit, it would have always worked throughout time. There are a couple of caveats, but mostly that's just with your risk management. If your risk management is improper, you might still get wrecked. But if you played the game right, this is how a lot of people turned their $2 million, for example, into $4 million in a season. You might say, Dusty, but guys, if you can double your money in a year, for example, that's amazing, right? Think about it. Now, again, that's just as a baseline, because I think these gains will be significantly more. Why? Well, it's mostly because as a person, you make mistakes. As a person, you might not feel as if it's the right choice. But if you've got it in a bot, all you got to do is set the settings properly, and it'll do exactly what I could do manually automatically. So why not? Anyway, so first off, make sure you go ahead and press the like button on this video. And then if you go to the description down below, right? If you also want to join in on this bot trading journey, make sure you make an account with the first link in the description down below. Just make an account with that, because once you do that, you'll be able to claim yourself some bonuses, which this is the link right there, 𝗬𝗠𝗀𝗀𝗀 bonus. Check that out. It's called 𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, by the way. And then once you've done that, you can click the either XRP bot, Bitcoin bot, or both, and you can just copy along. It's literally that simple. Once you click the link for the bot, and again, it's a step process, right? First, make an account with the first link, claim your bonuses with the second link, and then claim, or I guess follow along with this bot with another link. The bonus page will look like this, where again, if you deposit something, you get yourself some pretty juicy bonuses as well. For example, you deposit $5,000, you get $8,000 as a free bonus. So it's a pretty big thing. And this is very exclusive, guys, only for the people that use the link down below. But anyway, once you press the follow this bot thing, you go over, and this is what it looks like, right? You press copy the bot. Currently, it's an 11% profit, and we just opened it today. And basically, all it'll ask you is how much money do you want to put into it? And again, you can take off this auto reserve, and you can put in, for example, hey, I don't have it in my account, but you want to put $10,000 in. You can see what your liquidation price would be, $1.62, for example. So we can add some extra margin, for example, $4,000. That basically allows the bot to buy a little bit more money worth, so it does not get liquidated, right? Make sure you add some extra margin so you have a little bit of more room for error in case the price starts going down like crazy. But you can see, here's my two bots, just a $5,000 Bitcoin bot and a $3,000 into the XRP bot. It's very little amount of money as of this point, but I mostly did it just to show you that you don't need a crazy balance to make tons of gains. I'll be opening some crazy bots here though, because my friend's main bot, I think, has $8 million or something like that in it. And that's because it works, all right? If you want to understand how it works, I'll show you a bit on the side. Essentially, you're setting a range. For example, $1.50 is where we think the lowest is that XRP will go over a longer period of time. The highest we think it will go is, for example, $3.50. Let's just state that we think that's going to happen, right? We want it to be, for example, 200 grids. That basically means here that you have 200 sections where it could buy or sell. You can see this is what it looks like, right? Now, if on the bottom we just open up, for example, this Bitcoin bot, we just take a look at it, you can see there's an overview. There's placed for what transactions it's already placed or what it's going to do. Transactions is literally transactions already done. Parameters is the settings that we've inserted for it. and funding history doesn't really matter so much here. But one part of the strategy is also that the more profit that it takes, the more we actually put as an actual investment into the bot. So we kind of keep reinvesting into it. Do you have to do this? No. It's just a matter of, hey, if we have a goal of starting out with $10,000 or $15,000 or something like that, and we can't add more, then all we can do is just add from within the bot. But theoretically speaking, what the bot is doing, it's not just a I don't know the English word for it. It's not just like a wonder solution of sorts. All it does is do whatever I usually do with trading, but automate it. And so I've inserted all the settings already so you don't have to do it yourself, because the hardest thing for people is to tell them how to put the settings right, which is why I blocked it, that people can manually do everything. If you want to, make your own bots, play around with it, for example. In this case, all you have to watch out for is your margin, and you can add and change all those numbers right here, right? You can adjust the margin. You can just press the buttons for fun, see exactly what they all mean, see exactly what they all do. Release the profit. Hey, you want to take your profit out, press that button. You want to add an investment. You want to make sure it's actually more than just $5,000. You want to add another $3,000, for example. Hey, just go through the process and click the button. You want to adjust the leverage. You don't just want to 3x, you want to 25x it. You can do it also. I just put 3x, so it's very, very safe, very, very stable. But because our balance here is so small, we could definitely do, for example, 5x. So we can get a little bit more money out of it. It's just I wanted to keep it as certain and as safe as possible, and also available to be done with very high amounts of money. Because in this case here with 5K, I think it might even be better to do higher leverage. But then again, I think at this point, everybody can just follow along, get into it. And over the next couple of days and weeks, I'll be adding more bots for more different cryptos as well. And you'll also see me do a couple of different strategies for different people to follow, like very high risk, very low risk. And I'll be tracking everything in a master sheet. So if you guys are interested in that, just stick along to the channel, because again, over the next few months, I'll document the entire journey with this bot trading situation. And I know at the start, people will be skeptical, because people always are, and that's fine. But when I'm telling you now, man to man, that this is by far one of the most profitable things I have seen in my whole trading career, I'm telling you right now, this is a pretty cool thing. I'm noticing my camera sometimes gets a bit stuck. I don't know why. It just takes away the hardest parts of trading, because it does everything automatically. So what are the downsides? Just to point them out there. A downside could be that it's a bot. So, it's not a human. Humans have more intelligence than bots. This thing follows rules strictly, and sometimes emotion could help if market does something crazy. And the second part is, if you had a more proper trading strategy, it could actually be more profitable than just these simple parameters. One other downside, which is also the plus, is that let's just say the price goes down a very good amount, right? It buys in heavily. But if the price goes up, it doesn't really get that much up. It's volatile, but not that volatile. It might have not triggered all the sells just quite yet. Whereas if you were manual, you could even do it with a take profit here. If you wanted to insert it, by the way, you could add it to the bot. But it will not sell everything. For example, right now, you can see that I'm a couple $100 into profit, but hey, why has it not sold everything and added it to my grid profit? That's because it's basically preparing for XRP to go all the way back to $3.40, and it'll sell along the way. If it goes back down to $1.40, it'll keep buying. But so even though we are in $300 worth of profit, we've only taken a little bit because it tries to take maximum amounts of money out of it. I could, again, just press a button if I wanted to. I could make a bot take profit as well, as I've just told you about. But the pros are, you can't really mess it up because the settings are already in. It's very convenient because it's kind of annoying to put 400 orders in or 40,000 orders in, really. It's way better if it's done automatically, and it has a proven track record of working. So again, if you do not believe the track record, don't worry about it. I'll be documenting it myself over the next few weeks and months. Another pro is you can see everything for yourself. Just go over to the website, play around with it, see exactly how it works, see exactly how far away the grids are, for example. See exactly what percentages you like. Whatever, just test it out for yourself, and you'll find out that it's a lot better than manual trading. What I would say, though, is focus on my bots for the start. Then after you've done so, and you're not happy with the pace at which I'm providing strategies and updates, you can look around for example, AI bots or making your own. Your own are always cool. AI bots and other people's bots, I'd be careful with because you do maybe not know exactly what's going on in the back end of it, right? These bots that I'm showing you, I'll be using myself. So it's a lot more certain. But no certainties in this game. You know what I mean? Anyway, market conditions have changed. The market's starting to get way more bullish. XRP seeing itself a juicy breakout right now as we stand, right? Beautiful breakout for XRP. We're still targeting $2.25 or so. On another angle, though, like I just told y'all, we are facing a very interesting resistance right here. As it stands, following the theory, I should be exiting my position right here at 35% profit, just start stacking, but I ain't no baby. We're going to take this one all the way up. And you can see all these orders, what they're basically acting as is just another bot of sorts that would buy as prices go down lower. But I just want to do everything manually here for some reason. Then again, this is on Blowfin. The main trades are on the bot over on Payonix. All the links, ladies and gentlemen, will be down below though. So all you got to do is just, like I said earlier, press those links, sign up on Payonix, sign up on wherever you want. You do not need to verify your ID. It's all super, super simple. If it does not work, use a VPN. It's that simple. And I say that's about it. So yeah, make sure you press that like button if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video somewhere later today. But man, the profit has been crazy throughout the last couple of days here. It's been crazy. But yeah, that's about it.